bad car wreck. But Skylar still sells tickets at Come and Take It, like to this day. Like he that's all he ever wanted to do was control the scene. I swear. And
Wait,
like the way and we knew it because like when we played our biggest show at Red 7, we played with We Butter the Bread with Butter. It was
yeah.
their first show in Austin. That was like our biggest, that was like our peak moment. And fucking we were like the opening band, right? We didn't want to play when we first got there cuz like we weren't supposed to be first, but the first band that was supposed to play just like got there and left and waited for the other bands to start. So we like got there and we fucking were like, all right, I guess we're gonna have to play. And it was crazy because we got there early and we heard them sound checking and they were
Yeah.
playing on stage like before anybody was there. And it was like I have some good memories of shows, but fucking so we played that show and like literally the minute after we finished our last song, Skylar gets up on stage and he's like, all right, I'm gonna need these drums off stage ASAP, guys. Like just fucking like just trying to make us just not feel like I'm telling you they were jealous, bro, because we had such a real good sound and like we didn't know what we were doing, but we were like we had the energy, bro. We had the presence and like we had the sound, like it all came together and we had a good lineup. Like Jackson was really good and like I was pretty good on guitar back then and our bass player was good. um and we had a pretty good vocalist. Tyler was a good vocalist. He's the one that played that show, and like we had good presence. And like me and Tyler had that like band boy thing going on at the time. We started getting our, I grew my hair out. We had our image coming. Like we had so much potential,
Yeah.
but we were so full of ourselves. Like we knew we were better than than half the people in the scene, and that's why like we probably had big heads and like didn't get along with each other half the time because you know
Yeah.
just always something distracting. But like if we would have stuck with it and focused, like we'd probably be one of the biggest bands in Austin, honestly, because we had so much energy, man.
Yeah.
But that's what happened to that. But yeah, it's taking on beside Skylar Harpole still fucking sells tickets. He's always there. He just wants to control it. He just
Is
wants to
he like? Does he have a website and a blog and everything?
know. But I think he's like the main promoter or something at Come and Take It. Like
You know
he's
what?
always the one you have to give the money to.
That could be useful. We could use that. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I'm sure we'll be playing there. Well, I mean, that's like one of the main metal spots to play at. I played on that stage
Hell
too,
yeah.
actually. I was in another band too, actually. Thankfully, like even after A City for the Taking ended completely, I was in another band called Imaginary Me. And this band, it was one of Tyler's friends' bands, and we got into it, and we were
Wait,
we
wasn't
were
that Jacob's band?
no,
Yeah.
that was you're thinking of Minds and Machines.
Oh yeah, Minds and Machines.
Yeah, Jacob went in Minds and Machines, and they actually played Ernie Ball. Which
Uh,
I was like, really? Because we always tried to do that like every year, like since the band first started, like the original Lock All Doors lineup, like when we were in
right.
high school, we wanted Ernie Ball so bad because like, we'd listen to the bands on there and like we are like, oh, dude, we're better than them. Like, we upload your 4 songs and like they have to listen to it, but it's always about numbers.
Yeah.
But he fucking got to play with them, and they were actually at that show too, the We Butter the Bread with Butter show. They did a good performance, but no, this band I was in, Imaginary Me, was sick, bro, because like the guy that had been in the band for like the longest time, like Josh, he was a little bit older, and like we were doing all kinds of shit. Like we were getting backdrops, like we put our backdrops together, so we had these big backdrops with our posters on them behind us on stage, and
Yeah.
they had the backtracks, and like we had a really good sound live. And I was playing lead guitar for them, and like I learned the song super fast, and I was writing shit, and I was already recording shit, and Tyler was recording at the time too, and like so I would record with Tyler at his house like all day and shit, and then we'd like play our songs and like we had a lot of shit. We had a lot of shit that got unreleased. And then fucking what does Tyler do? Oh, I think I want to go to school in Germany, and then just ends up moving to California,
Oh
like
my
with
god.
all the shit and like it was just that over and over again. It's like I put in work, I get let down. I put in work, somebody fails me. It
Yep.
just didn't even make sense to play guitar anymore because I was like, dude, how am I ever gonna get anywhere if I have to fucking rely on these guys?
Yep. Dude, that is like the fucking most common thing in the metal. You ever watch Spectre Sound Studios?
Nah.
Dude, the metal. Welcome to the metal scene. People are musicians are fucking assholes.
Yeah,
Pieces. They just.
the
Especially
flakiness.
fucking drummers can't count to four. Bass players are fucking idiots.
Dude, I
Singers.
got so
Don't
yeah,
even get me
singers
started
are
on
just not
singers.
there half the time.
Yeah.
See, that was our biggest issue with singers is like they were just never there. Like that was why we had to get rid of our first vocalist, because this guy was just horrible. I mean, any excuse you could think of. Oh, I got pink eye. I got this. You know what it was? Now that we found out what he went through years later, I'm pretty sure
What?
he was put in practice to do drugs every fucking weekend.
Oh my god.
Like, cause he literally like fucking like really, yeah, he like became a druggie and shit and had to like turn his life around. That guy's a whole different story. That was the first vocalist, but like other shit was just like, you know, there was girlfriend drama with Tyler and his girl, so he would bail on practice. Like I've bailed on practice a few times when I had my first girlfriend when I was like 17 in high school, but I still was obviously there to make the band happen because I was writing the music, or so it wouldn't have happened if I wasn't there. But like the shit we had to deal with vocalists was just like constant bailing, barely being there, um, shit like, oh, send me the songs and I'll work on them type shit, you know, or like, or I don't have to be there except once a week because, you know, I'm the vocalist. And it's like, it was always hard, but there's nothing that beats the full band practice, dude. Like that's really when it all came to life, when we had the full band practice and we like started playing our shit and we were like, okay, like, yeah, now the energy's here. Like, let's go play a show. But as long as we had like four, you know, people or whatever, vocalists could manage. But um, it was a lot of that, like just not being there and having the wrong attitude.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it was worth it though, cause like hold on, like that, A City for the Taking went for like 5 years strong. Like we played a lot of different shows. We played all over
Nice.
Austin. We played in New Braunfels before they like that classic Harmony Suite place, like where they actually had nice fucking metal shows where like there's like freaking 14-year-old girls at fucking lock-ins and shit, and like Memphis Mayfire played there. But we had some good shows there, and then a lot of places in Austin, and we played some like condo parties and a couple house parties I think before too.
Yeah.
So like we were known, and the thing is like we weren't like we got our likes up. We got like 1,000 likes on Facebook, which was pretty good for like that time being a small garage band. But the
Yeah.
thing is, we always had invites to play another show.
Right.
Once we started playing with the bands, like in the metal scene, there was always an invite to the next one and the next one and the next one. That's why like it took us so long to actually start recording, because there was always a show, and we loved playing shows and we had fun. But for some reason, every time we finally sat down and started recording, we lost our vocalist. So,
Yep.
you know, it just felt like we weren't really getting anywhere. But the memories were there. I mean, we lived it, you know, it was fun. And that's what I miss the most, is like having the guys, having the shows, and having the local reputation, man, and just being able to say, hey, this is like what I do, you know, and I do it
Yeah.
for real, do it raw. Like I miss that. And you know, that's what I was used to, man. Like that's like, and that's what I was going to tell you is like I worked with most of the people up here that you meet in this town, especially, are like older as far as musicians. So like I haven't found anyone that I'm like, yeah, like this is the, you know, it throws the image off too much. But like, um, fucking, there was this one band I was in for like a couple of weeks, and we were practicing. It had some potential. The ages were all over the place. It was like me, 28 at the time. Then there was like somebody like 35. Then there was an older guy in like his 50s, but he was pretty chill. It was his house, and we practiced downstairs. And then the drummer was like early 20s. Needless to say, I was like having to teach the drummer how to like follow a rhythm within like, you know, the first week, and like he's just didn't have any patience for that. And like in my mind, I knew, I was like, man, I know you're like I know you can get this, like, you know. And like I don't know, he just was like, he got kind of frustrated, and it frustrated me because I was already burnt out, and I thought I was all hot shit because I had been learning how to sing. I was only doing vocals that time. I was like, I became the hothead singer, so I finally went through that phase, and I'll never do that again, no matter what I'm doing. Like I'm not gonna be that guy that like wants to have everything my way or whatever. Like I really just want to be able to be a part. And I was definitely like that whenever uh, like my band was coming up. Like I you know, wanted to have the specific sound here, the specific drum fill here, and this that here, and like I didn't have to be super mean about it because like my bandmates would listen to me, but I was definitely, you know, a little bit controlling more than I had to be. And like I look back, and I mean I wouldn't be like that again. I definitely want to just let everyone, as long as we can make it happen. Like I'm gonna let people find their pace. I'll give a suggestion and an idea, but
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about everybody feeling comfortable so we can keep it going. That's what I've learned after working with music and bands for so long. It's like the little stuff up, you know, like if your band sees you like as a leader or whatever, they put up with a lot of stuff, but like eventually they're going to get offended and they're going to feel like oppressed, you
Yeah.
know? So you have to make sure everybody's comfortable in it, and it's a family, and like it's that's the thing that comes with, you know, when shit starts happening, you start getting these shows, you start thinking, oh shit, like now we got to get serious, you know, like it has to be this way, it has to be this. But like when we were just having fun and like start playing, like people have always gotten down to our music, always loved us, but you know, we got really obsessed, and I got really obsessed with like, you know, our presence, and like I was so afraid somebody was gonna embarrass me or embarrass the band, and like, you know, it takes a lot of the fun out of it when you get ahead of yourself and like you're like really trying to do it for them and not yourself anymore. And that's the only thing, you know, I wish I would have slowed down on when I had the band, is that I, you know, didn't, just because we were just garage band, but we were lucky we were getting shows all the time. But yeah, I definitely would put a lot of pressure sometimes on like the younger bandmates and stuff. But they progress really fast. Like Sean couldn't really play guitar that well when he first joined. Like I remember having to, you know, write him guitar tabs and like show him this and that, and like to watch his progression was awesome. It was like, wow, like, you know, this guy's fucking starting to catch up, and it's like it's because it was fun.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not fun when somebody's, you know, trying to, you know, fucking tell you everything to do. But yeah, man.
Oh, I
um
hate people like that. I can't stand that.
yeah, it's important to have an open mind, because like, you know, the thing is back then, like we thought we were gonna, you know, we were gonna be the next Bring Me the Horizon. So like in my mind, I wanted everything to like give that vibe and like that feeling, and I was like, you know, we can't do this because they wouldn't do that, or like, no, we gotta like all of our first songs sounded the same, because I was like, this is it, you know, this is it. And it was it, like that, you know, like that was the sound back then. Like nobody else was really doing like capturing that kind of energy like in the metal scene like we were like back then. And I think that's why a lot of people liked it, but it's like we didn't really, we could have expanded more. And you know, I've grown a lot since then. Like I'm into all kinds of stuff like hard rock and melodic stuff and alternative. So I'm down to do all kinds of music, and I have an electric acoustic guitar now too that I'd love to record with, work with. And that means we can do like, you know, pop up shows or like acoustic sessions and stuff like that too.
Nice. I need you to
Yeah,
make a YouTube channel. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I've got my channel, and like I don't mind, you know, promoting stuff, and like I've got a few subscribers on there, and I get like a couple likes and comments now. Um, but like I don't mind promoting stuff on there or whatever, talking about this band. I mean, it's my channel, so I'm not gonna get sued. So like, um, but yeah, like yeah, man, there was so much going on like back there, like when the band was going on, there was so much, and that's what's awesome is like the band really brought the whole community around you together. Like that's what I miss, is like you get those invites to those shows, you meet those new people, you get in the scene, and then you always have like new friends. You're always meeting girls. Like there's always girls at practice. Like there was always people all around the music, and they just followed the music,
Yep.
and the band was just bigger than all of us, and it was a snowball effect of self. It was a self preparing thing. All we had to do literally was just show up, you know, a couple times a week. It didn't matter if we were drunk or high or barred out. As long as we got there, we kept the dream alive.
Right.
But yeah, I miss it, man. It beats the hell out of fucking being isolated fucking 365 days a week, a
Yep.
day, a year.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, you saw us going, like you got to see it. Like at least, you know, I'm not making this up or whatever, but um, we had it going on, man. And that's the thing, is like you saw how fucking real it was then, and like, you know, it was exciting, and like my life now, fucking, I feel like my best years are behind me, dude. It, it
You're
hurt.
still young. How old are
It
you now?
hurt. I know, and it sucks. I'm 29.
Yeah. Yeah. You're still young. You
How old are you?
no like 27. Look, it's not too late. Just you gotta
I
get back
know.
out there, but learn the business side of it now. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the thing too, is like playing shows was only half of it. You know, doing the garage stuff was only half of it. But we never had a manager. We never really knew how to deal with people running us off shows. We didn't know how to really get paid for shows. But we had experience, and we knew how to have fun. But like that's what I liked. I always appreciated when I could actually record some good music, because we never really had good recordings. And like you know, I always, that's why I went crazy when I went solo and did all this, record a bunch of music, because it's
Hey,
like I
notice
never
what you said
had that
though.
power.
You had fun though. You just knew how to have fun. That's the most important thing, though. That's
Yeah.
what you
Oh
start off
yeah,
doing, anyways.
for sure. It was absolutely,
Right.
because everything just comes. I mean, back in the day, it was like we were really lucky. We always had parents to take us to our shows, and like none of us drove. I think Sean was the first person to drive because he had two parents and he was decently fortunate enough. But like everybody else, like we would get rides. They'd drive us to the shows. They'd load our stuff up, and like even like Keenan's dad was the first person that ever recorded us. Like because he worked at the church and like did church audio, and like he recorded like our first demo. We used to do like live demos and stuff like that, and but it just happens when you're a band. You get those opportunities, and like when you're in the scene and you're around and you talk to people, you meet people that can work with you and offer you things. And
Yeah.
even at that age, we were getting a lot done, like pretty quickly. We just didn't have the experience or wisdom to like, you know we really were just going at a blind eye, but we had a hell of a lot of fun. And yeah, that's the thing, is like it's hard for me to like settle for a very mundane 9 to 5 life after like getting so close to like basically being a rock star, because it's like, how am I ever going to be happier than that?
Yeah.
And now spending 8 hours a day in a warehouse, and like it's like I don't even have energy to play my guitar anymore. Like, but yeah, that's what it is. It's you roll off everyone's energy, you're making the music, you're jamming together, and then you go out, and then the friends you do meet along the way hopefully show up to the show, and then they respect you even more, because they see you do your thing. And we always had that support system around us. That's really what made it possible, is we always had somebody anticipating our success, always somebody rooting for us. And that's something I really don't have here. I mean, I have my mom, she's supportive of me, but like
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any like anybody to work with, any freaking real
Yeah.
people around
Well,
me.
yeah. You definitely need to get your ass back over here. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why the hell you moved there in the first place.
dude, I don't know why I did either. And it was crazy when you reached out to me, because I swear, like you're speaking to my soul, because you're like, you moved to not Texas.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be that different. No, literally, I was thinking this yesterday. I was like, man, like, it's crazy, but like, honestly, like, when I think about what it was like, I really feel like I'm on another planet sometimes, bro. Not, 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 not even because of the weather, but it's the people, bro. It's the people that make me feel like I'm on another planet, because they're aliens.
Damn, even in
They're
the
really,
same country.
yeah, bro. Like, you don't think it's gonna be like that,
Yeah.
but bro, you'd be surprised, bro. Just going, just going like 20 hours north, bro. I didn't even leave the United States. I'm in Michigan. Bro, it's like a whole nother planet over here, dude. It's not the same. It's
Yeah.
not Texas. It's a whole nother world, bro. I didn't think life could be like that or it could feel like that, but it's a whole nother world, dude. It's a whole reality change.
Yeah.
And like everything is different. I can't resonate the same. Like I'm the alien here,
Damn.
you know? It's crazy. It's real bad, because it's like, and that's the thing, is nobody reaches out to me here really, unless it's just like the comment on Facebook. The only people that ever want to hang out are like back in Texas. Like they reach out and my friends check up on me, and where are you going, and when are you coming, and like that's why when you reached out to me, I was like, wow, and like I was actually already planning on almost coming down there, like that week before you reached out. Like when you reached out, I was already like about to head out. And like I was like, man, like just another like sign that like there's just more for me out there. And like especially when you're talking about the music and stuff, I was like, it really put a jolt of life in me, because I was like, okay, like great, another reason to come out there, because like I've just been looking for as many reasons as I can get
Mm-hmm.
to get my ass out of here. And it's like, because it all happened back there, ain't nothing happening up here. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was just crazy, because I was like, man, like even this guy that like only met me one time, like knows who I am, knows me better than these fucking people out here, willing to know me better than these people out here.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it's
they
amazing.
yeah, they say Austin is the music capital of the world. Maybe there's some truth to that.
Yeah, it's definitely could be the live music capital, I guess, because I've definitely, it wasn't too hard to get some shows. Not easy to make it, but maybe with the right marketing plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was all about the music. I mean, everything followed the music. The music hooked me up with basically everything, and my best friends, of course, were people I was in the band with. So like, if it weren't for being in that band, I would have never met some of the people that blessed me the most in my life. Like Tyler, when I met him on Craigslist, and I became my best friend, and like he put me on a lot of game and, got me into growing my hair out, straightening my hair. And like, that was a game changer. And then fucking, I used to spend hours talking to him in the car, and like we would talk about how we wanted to do the band, and we made a lot of shit happen, and that's why I stuck with him even after City for the Taking fell out, because like me and Tyler just had that close bond to where we could go and start a whole nother band, and we would work on side projects in his apartment all night, smoke and record, and like that was my regular life, and it was like that was normal, and like we always had something in the works, something in the vault, something
Yep.
brewing, and yeah, it was real. It's like, the music couldn't really stop. It's like you couldn't stop the music. Um, but yeah, man, it's a whole different world. It's pretty much upside down. The way I see it up here, it's like basically it's like an upside down world, like anti-Austin. It's like everything that's there, it's like the opposite here.
Yeah.
People are unfriendly. They're not hospitable, especially the women, and and the weather is different. It's colder, it's rainier, and but that's the least of my issues. The biggest issue I have is just the people, man. It's like it hurts my heart, it hurts my soul a lot of times, just like engaging with a lot of these fools up here, because it's like I haven't found like a single guy friend that I've like actually resonated with to where I've made any real friends outside of work, and the women are just so cold. It just like feels like a punch to your stomach.
Yeah. Damn.
And without success or anything, like I worked my ass off. I was making good money for a while, fucking at my job. And once they started to slow the hours, it was like, well, that's it. Like there's nothing else. I lived to go to the gym basically for the last year, and that gets old. I tried to go up to a bunch of girls at the gym. Every single one I went up to was like fucking married or engaged.
Ah.
Crazy.
Damn. Yep.
It's such a small town, and I went to a couple shows out here. Um, I went to like emo night in Grand Rapids, walked around. Nobody talked to me. Um, just went by myself. But yeah, I've been like really trying so hard just to have fun out here, and it's like it's just not happening.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I didn't even have to try over there, like with the band and just in general. Like there's always something to do. But the best time of my life, like I've had a good time in Austin the whole time I've been there. But like the best time was definitely around the music. Definitely, working, recording, and practicing, playing those shows. And yeah, like that's the thing is I started so young. I knew in high school that's what I wanted to do. Like I knew, college wasn't for me. I knew my band was good enough to potentially get signed. I knew the route we were going. Like we were mimicking Bring Me the Horizon enough to like be the next one. I was like, dude, we that's the thing is like we had the sound, Tyler, we got the hair. So I was like, oh, dude, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. I was like, we got the sound now, we got the hair, dude, we got everything we need.
Come on, dude. Stop. Don't look. Don't
And what
be.
happened?
Don't.
Skylar
Don't
started kicking us off shows.
look. Don't. Skylar, come on, dude. Don't be Kurt Cobain. All right. Don't be Kurt Cobain. All right. There was like a million fucking Nirvana clones by the time they got popular. Don't look.
Yeah,
You gotta. Come on. You have your own thing.
yeah, no, I know. And that's the thing too, is like it's cool to have, everybody
I
look a
mean,
little
Oliver.
different in
My
the
bad.
band. Because yeah, like that was just the thing back then is, everybody, we tried that, like everybody wear a black V-neck and, straighten your hair, and, we're going to be their next Bring Me the Horizon. It worked. It worked at the time because they were blowing up, and, everybody knew who they were in Austin. So it's like literally we'd walk to a party sometime, and like we walked into a co-op party at UT one time, and I was with one of the vocalists that was in my band for a brief time. We've had a lot of vocalists, like not
Yeah.
all of them. Like I've left out a lot of people, but there's been a lot of people that have like come and gone very like quickly, like that we've actually played shows with.
Yep.
So it's just funny. But we walked in one time with one of the vocalists, and like fucking, we walk into this party, and they're like, I didn't know Bring Me the Horizon was playing tonight. I was like, yep. But no, it was so funny because we just on that, we stuck with that energy, and like it was good. Um, but yeah, we just didn't have that promotion. We didn't have a manager. Like all we had were our parents to give us rides, and thank God we
Yeah.
had that. But
Bring Me the
it made a
Horizon.
lot happen.
pretty much the same target audience. Dynamorphic is pretty much the same target audience. So there
No,
you
and the
go.
sound is pretty much the same sound. Like that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. As soon as I heard the sound, bro, like that's why I jumped on it, bro, because
Yeah.
I get this shit done for like a long time.
Can
So for
you
that,
feel my heart?
I have respect for you because I know you've been I've known about the name since I was in my band. So I know you've been working at it for a while, and then that's got to be powerful because if you haven't quit, you know, you're
Yeah,
chasing it. And I know
that's
what that's like. But when I heard the sound, I really resonated with it. I was like, okay, like this is my sound. Like this is something I can get down
bro,
with.
Jermaine. Here's what you need to understand. I fucked off in high school. I failed that music theory class. You know what? Shout out to Spencer Wiley, man. Mr. Wiley. Mr. Wiley was my music teacher in fucking like at Leander High School, and I failed that class actually, but I learned what I needed to know. Okay, that's what it's about. And I stayed focused on what I wanted to do. Okay, so even though I failed most of my classes, and I was more worried about fucking fighting and getting laid, and instead of taking my ass to college and getting my shit together, I was
Yeah,
focusing on music and
yeah.
fucking doing drugs and getting into fights and chasing girls and shit. You know, being a
Oh yeah.
dumbass. But I stayed focused. Okay, you know, and I stuck with Dynamorphic. I stuck with okay. Every time I failed, I kept on just getting back up and improving instead of, oh, okay, find a new career or become a fucking this, that, or the third, find a new career.
Yeah.
No, I know what I want to do. I'm staying focused.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about the money,
No,
you know?
I didn't even feel an ounce of potential as far as like doing anything outside music. I knew it, man. Whenever I fucking was in high school, what's crazy because you hear about celebrities or whatever, like skateboarders, sometimes when they talk, like, oh yeah, I knew I wanted to do this when I was young. But when I look back, I don't realize how young I was when I actually felt that way. Like when I was in high school, I remember I saw it. I was like, I think I was class of 2012, and I think it was like 10th grade, going into 11th grade. Summer of 10th grade is when I started learning the guitar. By 11th grade, I had a full band and was like playing fucking, shows downtown on 6th Street. And like, I just remember in high school, I remembered like, okay, I remember I wanted to get signed in high school because that was my plan. I was like, we're playing all these shows, we're getting the sound together, we sound like Bring Me the Horizon, like we can do this. Like this has to happen before I graduate because I don't want to go, and I don't want a career. I don't want to fucking go to college. Like I was, failing in the, some of the major subjects like physics and shit, and like I wasn't really taking school that seriously halfway through, and I was just like, when I found my band, that was it. It's like that's what I was waiting on, and I could feel the wings, spreading. I was like, yeah, man, like this, we have it together. We have the potential. We can sound like these other bands, like like we need to make this happen because we have a chance. And you know, I kind of just kept rolling with it. I graduated, and the band was still together, so we just kept playing, and it's like it was awesome. Like that was my whole life outside when I graduated, and I was just playing music in a fucking rock band, and I was a lifeguard. It was like the perfect life. I was just chilling around the pool, around babes all day, and fucking milked that for a while. I worked at the Baghdad pool for a while, Robin Bledsoe, and then I
Bro, you
fucking
freaking
transferred
remind me
to
of
the
Tommy Lee. You know that? I freaking miss that guy.
yeah. Dude, I saw his little bit when he went to Harvard or something. That was fucking awesome. When he
Yeah.
like Tommy Lee looks for a roommate. That shit was fucking tight. I saw that like a month ago or so. That was awesome.
Damn.
He
Yeah.
was like he's like looking for roommates. He like goes up to a couple of nerds. He's like, "Hey man, like how do you feel how do you feel about bringing chicks over?" And like he like goes through trouble trying to find a roommate. Like a bunch of chicks like already ask him to move in, and then like he finds this guy, and then fucking he's like, the guy is gone for a day, and he like pimps his whole room out, makes it all rock starry and shit. And I guess
Yes.
he went to college for like a
Yes.
week or two or
Bro,
something.
the fucking 80s were the best. That's where he grew up.
The day he got there, like the whole school was like looking at him from like the multiple floors or whatever. Like it was so rad. But yeah, that guy's awesome. I love Motley Crue, and I got to know a little bit about Tommy Lee from that video, his personality. But yeah, man, we really just had that flow, man. Like that momentum. Once we got it going, it was really hard to put the fire out because there was so much potential and so much fun and so much power every time we fully got together and played. And one of the most satisfying things was to have a full band practice. to hear your vocalists and like everybody's doing their job and like, wow, like we're here,
Yep.
now let's go do this and show off. And that's all we did.
Yep.
And, slowly as time went on, we realized we had to fucking, get real jobs and fucking really work our ass off. And then we got to get a car because now our
No.
parents don't drive us around anymore. So now we gotta be able to haul our shit if we want to play these shows. We gotta
The
all
education
drive.
system lied to you.
And so yeah, we just slowly started to get that back.
No.
But we kept
Reason
working.
you had to go get real jobs and clean your hair up and be a productive member of society and be a good little robot is because you gave up on your dreams. You did that to yourself.
Yeah. Well, I
Now
think
get
too
back.
what it is.
Now get back to work.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, man. It's
Ah.
like this is definitely been the lowest couple years of my life. Like I said, like I was doing fine up here. I was like really excited. I really came up here. I felt energized from Austin. I thought I was gonna be like a celebrity up here. And then when I realized how people were treating me, dude, like I was just like I couldn't believe it, bro. I still can't believe it. I still can't fully grasp my mind around how many people reject me up here and shit. But like, yeah, fucking, I was stoked. Like when I was in my apartment, I was working. I had my workspace. It was the first time I ever had a full quiet space to record
You
without
know,
having to worry about anybody coming home.
looking at
Yeah,
you, you're like. I mean, you just scream like Tommy Lee vibes, metal as fuck, like pretty much 80s metal mostly, and grunge, emo. What kind of scene is there in Michigan? What the fuck kind of scene is that? Two different
dude,
worlds, man. Two different worlds.
it's a juggalo scene, bro. That's what kind of.
Juggalo scene?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
but what?
They're all about the IPC up here, dude. Like it's crazy how many
Well,
people are secretly like juggalos up here,
I thought they
especially.
would have been cool with you then.
Well, some of them are, but that's the thing. It's like it's honestly seems like more like that, like more rap and juggalo shit than actual bands. Like there's some bands, but I also live in a small.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like if I was closer to Detroit and stuff, maybe. But I don't know, man. Like I've looked for a band before towards Detroit. Nobody got back to me. I've talked to a guy that was going to get me on a show in Detroit. He just stopped. He just started leaving me on red on Facebook when I was doing my
Ah,
solo stuff.
you didn't
I
want to
played
do
a
it.
couple open mics out here, and like that's it. Like, and that bummed me out because it was like one was dead, and the other one is like, I mean, I played it, but I don't know. It's just not the same. But yeah, it's been rough. Like, I feel definitely a lot more bummed out in the last year for music and shit since I left my apartment. Um, Plus the music I make solo is like metal and stuff anyway, so like it's not super fun to play by yourself live.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot cooler if I had the real deal and like the
Yeah, I know. I've
presence.
had to. I've had to do solo lives. Like I had to just, repair a backing track because I couldn't have anybody play with me. It sucks. It's not as.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
No, it's not. And it's like, especially when you got to play and sing, it's like you can't even, do all the movements and have the full presence you want. But
Yep.
um, yeah, so that actually, when I did an open mic last time, someone stole my fucking bag with my mic and my adapter in it. So like,
Yep.
I don't know if that was like a sign to like just that I wasn't even supposed to do that because like that was the first one I did like in a while, and then somehow my bag went missing. I swear I thought I put everything back in my car. I called them. I asked if there was a red bag anywhere with a mic in it. Nope, no. I was like, are you kidding me? It was super weird, but I don't know. I played that show. It was okay. I played some of my older songs, but it's probably not the best sound. But yeah, um, I also it just feels weird. Like I always feel like I'm just in another world half the time. Like I just don't even have the energy to try to like even resonate with people a lot of times. Like when I go out, sometimes I'm like, I go out to go out and drink and try to talk to some people or meet them. But as far as like actually making friends, it feels alienated. It definitely doesn't feel the same as Texas. It's weird. It's hard to describe. I guess. I mean, I guess I'm homesick, but like you just can tell that it's like I just like almost don't even want to know half the people up here just from looking at them. It's like I just don't feel like they're my people for some reason. It's weird, but I definitely don't feel connected. I feel like I'm basically floating in limbo and basically living to work and then um, without purpose because I mean I can fucking
Oh,
hustle and write songs all day and throw them on the internet, but that gets kind of old if nobody's gonna listen to them and shit.
yeah.
And I don't
Nah, you gotta put yourself out there, man.
feel like I'm on
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. Be
But
patient.
yeah, it's different because like you said, like you've seen, I've had a huge community around me forever,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember.
and these people aren't like that. They're not. I haven't. I still feel like I'm new here because like I'm not inheriting anything. I'm not getting like put on or shown anything. Like the best I could do is go play an open mic by myself. And then even when I did that, I still didn't meet any musicians.
Yeah, but
Nobody even fucking came up to talk to me or compliment me or say, hey, you want to. I even said on stage, I'm trying to start a band.
yep,
And there was fucking drummers and shit there. There was one guy drumming for like every fucking band that went up.
exactly.
And
The
no one
same thing
fucking
happened to me.
wanted to
I
fuck
went
with
to
me.
play a live show. I had to use a backing track because it was just me performing by myself. I didn't have a band yet. And the drummer of one of the other bands, Rewound, he was a fucking badass. And I asked him, please, dude, you gotta join my band. He's like, nah, man, I'm already in like 5 other bands. I'm like, God damn it, man, come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And yeah, sometimes.
Damn. But then I thought, oh shit, Jermayne, you know? And I was like, you fucking dick, you moved to Michigan. You moved. I was like, did you move to fucking not Texas? Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, man. I'm
Bro,
telling you, like,
don't think we forgot about you. Oh
yeah.
my god! And then, well, no.
That's crazy.
Dustin, it was on Bandmix, the website. We met on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy
Yeah,
looks cool. He looks like he's got the Tommy Lee vibes too. I see the tattoos and the hair. He looks like, you know,
yeah,
imagine me and him together fucking
he's
playing.
cool. Yeah, he's cool.
Imagine us on a lineup.
He's in his 30s though. You know, he's been
That's it.
working a lot. Yeah, going
Well, we're
through a
trying
lot.
to set him free, aren't
Yep.
we? Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like, I'm trying to set my mom free too because she works her ass off, and like the jobs I've had up here ain't gonna change that. That's for sure. Best I could do is move out and get really depressed in my own apartment.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, that shit drove me crazy, bro. Because like the people I was meeting were just driving me up the wall. I couldn't meet a girl that was like fucking sane. I couldn't fucking find any. I actually did try out another band. Drove like 40 minutes, towards Detroit, and like this fucking band was like the weirdest shit. It was like they didn't want me to sing any of my own notes. They wanted me to sing all this shit the way they wanted to sing it. And it was like all these weird lame covers, and they were gonna play this like 420 festival. And the only reason they were getting shows is because the guy like went to college for marketing and like he knew how to do that shit, and he was like the keyboardist, but also trying to be the band manager at the same time. So like he was super controlling, and it was like the type of vibe where it was like, yeah, man, well, let's see if you can come up with something better, and we'll talk about it, or
Oh.
this way. It was like
Oh.
real businessy,
Mm-hmm.
like and I like literally at first I didn't understand, and then I was like, so I can't sing any original notes on this, like they gave me lyrics. I was fine with singing their lyrics, but they didn't even want me to sing my own way, and I was like, so I can't like put any soul into it.
Wait,
I was like really trying to understand what they meant,
wait,
because
hold
like
on, a second. So, wait, so they would write lyrics, but then and they'd also tell you how to sing it?
yeah,
Nah, see, they don't give you
yeah,
any
and it was
creative freedom.
super. No, there was none, bro, and that was what I was looking for at the time because I was really into my voice and like experimenting and developing the notes and the control, and that's what I was looking for a band for because I was getting the momentum going, and I get over there and these guys are like, yeah, stay between these lines. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, bro.
Well, I've got okay. So we've got a few songs now that are already done, but the other ones, yeah, you got creative freedom. Y'all can help me with the lyrics, help with the guitar parts. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not controlling. I don't care about the
yeah,
money.
I don't
Only
get that.
problem is I literally have to if I want to do this for a living. I
Yeah,
literally have to make a profit. I gotta at least, cover the bills and
yeah, I
the
hear
expenses. It sucks.
you. Yeah.
You know what? You know what really got? You know what got me into like fucking rock music, like wanting to play shows was First of all, I got a cousin that you know used to play music when he was little. We were in his truck listening to Wednesday 13. That's what got me into rock. Then I discovered Metallica and Lamb of God and all that. But I watched Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I saw that Battle of the Bands episode. That was the most. I thought that was the sickest shit ever when I was a kid.
Shit, funny.
It inspired me. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then I wrote my first song in 8th grade because I
Oh word.
yeah, and the
Yeah, it's
teacher
weird
loved
how
it.
fast it really kicked off for me because like I wasn't even playing guitar till like 10th grade. I think it was summer of 10th grade, and it was only because Jacob was the one that had the guitars, and he started showing me a riff and here and there, and like showed me like the first riff I ever played was Sweet Dreams, Marilyn Manson, that da na 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 na, and then like Come As You Are, and then like my stepdad had like an acoustic guitar that he like never touched. My stepdad was like really mean, like he was like kind of like controlling and like verbally abusive, but like um fucking when I started playing guitar at Jacob's house, I went home, started practicing those riffs, and I started getting on YouTube and looking up. First fucking riff I looked up was, for some reason, I wanted to play the Mortal Kombat theme song, so I like went up there and like saw a video and started learning that whole da na 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 na, and it sounds dope on the acoustic. So that was like the perfect thing to fucking learn. So I learned that, and then started learning other stuff, and I was practicing on that, and then my parents like got me, first act or whatever, and like from there I started playing. But like literally, I didn't start playing till like summer of 10th grade, and I think we already like me and Jacob knew we were gonna start the band, so we started playing together. And we were listening to like Slipknot and Nirvana at the time. Like I hadn't heard Bring the Horizon yet, and my friend David Loper showed me Bring the Horizon, showed me Play for Plagues, and then I didn't even like the screaming, but it was the guitar that made me like. I was like, okay, that's what I want to do. Like that's how I want to sound, Like that's what I'm in this for at this point. And like so I just started wanting to learn to play that, and then um like me and Jacob would just practice together. I think we practiced like the summer of 10th grade, and then going into 11th grade we like started recruiting our band. Like the first person, I don't even remember how. I think that we knew Brian drummed or something, so I think we went and talked to him, and then Brian knew Keenan. Like everybody was connected to like the next part. So like I started with me and Jacob practicing. We had a few songs. Jacob was bass and I was guitar, and we would play at his house like all the time. And then fucking, I guess we talked to Brian. Did we talk to? I'm wondering if did he talk to Brian, or I'm trying to figure out how exactly this happened because I only knew Jacob. I don't remember. Brian. We knew Brian from we see him skateboarding, but I don't know if it was Jacob who talked to him or if we both. I think we might have just went to his house and
Mm-hmm.
asked him straight up, and like he was down. But we started playing with him. I think practicing with him, and then I think Brian knew Sean or something, and or somebody knew Sean, and then um, Sean joined the band. I'm still not sure where Sean came from. Actually, like now I'm thinking about it, it's really weird thinking back on this because I really don't know how. Because I didn't know Sean, but I knew Jacob, and then we knew Brian, and then from there, I think either Brian knew Sean. Because I think what it was is two people went to middle school together, but like when we went to high school, they separated. Some people go to Running Brushy, and some people go to LHS. So I think we knew people from middle school, and like because Sean never went to Leander. I think he went there for like a little bit and then left. But anyways, fucking somehow I think Brian knew Sean, so he invited Sean, and then Keenan was like the last guy, and I think that was somebody that Brian knew from church.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like all the pieces just instantly came together. And then we stuck together for a while. We played like our first show was a show at Vista Ridge, the talent show. They fucking went down for that. There was a mosh pit that was dope. Played it
Yo, I
outside.
freaking miss those talent shows. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
Yeah.
We never ended up doing the Leander one, but we played theirs, and then fucking like we we were good for a while. We had that full 5-piece lineup, and then the first person we started having problems with was Brian, because Brian just like had anger issues like a motherfucker. Like to this day, I've never seen anybody in music that's had anger issues like him. He just went off hill fast,
There's
and
plenty of
like
people like that in the music industry. The fuck?
well, no, I mean like I mean like I guess that I work within my bands, but like
Yeah.
fucking like his parents, I think, were putting a lot of pressure on him. But it was amazing. Like back in the day, honestly, like I feel so grateful now. Like when I think back, like I just wish that because I just wish it would have stuck together. Because like we've spent so much time at Brian's house, we would just be there all day long. We'd sleep over sometimes, and we'd practice all day, and we practiced in this hot ass garage. That was the only thing that came good of getting Brian out of the band, is that we actually started practicing in AC. Because fucking, well, except for like Jackson's, but it was still cooler than Brian's garage just had absolutely no fucking, like, it was way too, just that heat just got right in. But anyways, we'd practice with Brian. We'd stay at his house all day, so we'd cool down in the AC, and then we'd practice, multiple hours at a time. And like he started getting like frustrated, like when he would mess up, and like we would tell him, and like at one point he like just straight up threw his drumstick.
Mm-hmm.
And like we came up with this plan because we were sick of his attitude. We're like, okay, like this is just so toxic, man. Like this is just toxic. It got that bad, and we were like, all right, let's come up with a plan to make him mad, and then we'll kick him out of the band. And then like that's what happened. Like he like fell for it instantly. Got super pissed off, overreacted even more than we thought he was going to. Threw his drumstick, almost fucking took Keenan's eye out, which is our vocalist. I don't know why he threw it at him, but after that, we like we called him and let him know that like it's just not working out. But it was all kinds of shit. Like we'd show up to practice and he'd have like attitude, and his parents were like toxic behind his back. They were talking shit and stuff, and it was weird. It was just he was just like apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It was just kind of like turning into his parents, like just bad attitude. And but they were cool for a while, but they just started to resent us, man. Like they like just weren't, the hospitality just wasn't there anymore. They started to act like we were like an annoyance. It's like, well, why would you let like this big dream start off and then like start shutting it down? It's like just weird. But Sean's dad was super supportive all the time, and like we ended up trying a different drummer out, like this guy Cody, which was Sean's friend. We started practicing at Sean's house. Sean ended up getting an electric drum kit, and so we started doing that. And then eventually we tried out Jackson. The first time I heard Jackson drum, I didn't think he was good, but I guess he started practicing, and then fucking Sean kept trying talking him into getting better to jam with us. And then eventually he got really good, and like, okay, yeah, this is our guy. And yeah, Jackson was the guy for the majority of the band. He was way better than Brian, way more fun. And his house was a blessing. We got to hang over there, and all of our friends were there, like Brandy and fucking Spencer and Aaron, everybody. That's where all those people come from, is from knowing Jackson. But so we started practicing there, and then sometimes we practice at Sean's too, and fucking with the electric kit. But like one day Sean randomly like was like, yeah, I'm gonna quit the band and do worship music full time, which was fine. But he took the fucking electric kit and everything, like just took the rug out from under us. And
Damn.
we had to rely only on Jackson, and we still got it going. We still kept it going even after Sean left. But Sean was in the band for a while. He was in the band through like the major vocalists like Tyler. He was in the band for like the We Butter the Butter show. But Sean leaving the band really, really kind of was an impact that it was just hard to come back from. Like
Tell him to
we
come
never
back.
fully recovered because after that, like we never ever got a second guitarist after that. So it was just me, and like I could manage, but just me, Jackson, and Chad. Like I don't know, it just kind of fell apart once Dan left, because we were recording, and I was fine with doing both guitar parts, but there was no point in finding a second guitarist once Dan left. It was just like too much work, too much stuff to replace. It was just
Yeah.
not fun anymore. But yeah, so that kind of fell apart. Oh, also, Jacob quit like multiple times. He quit right after the We Butter show to go play with Imaginary Me.
Jacob's a
Came
fucking
back.
badass. He needs to like join us.
That's what I know. That's what I'm saying. Like he's been talking about wanting to do music again, but
Can he play bass?
yeah, but I don't know
Uh,
if his ego will let him, because he was a great bassist, you know, and then he quit, went to play guitar for Minds and Machines. He did well. He like learned their songs, so he impressed them. But
yeah.
um, he just didn't know. He didn't know whatever he wanted to do. He's still like that. Like he's been back and forth between Austin and California lately, because he's like he'll go and like live on this monastery and like kind of live like a monk,
Yeah.
and then come back. And I'm not really sure what he's doing or
Well,
what he
that's what
wants to do.
happens when your mind is just his mind is all over the place. You're not focused. You don't know what you want to
Yeah,
do. You're
Yeah,
just
and that's the thing is he's been lost too since the bands have broken up. Like he's been trying to find himself, and like he'll tell me like, I just miss playing guitar, and he was just telling me like a month ago like I want to start, a new band. I want to start metal and playing and like manifesting.
yep.
And then I haven't been down there, and he gets depressed and then just leaves. I'm sure if I was there, he'd still be down there, but like I always end up, not coming down, and like I don't think he has any friends and like no one to do a band with, so he's just dipping out to California to basically hide and doesn't really have much of a life anymore. And it's sad to see that. Like, and that's what's weird about this is that like, like he was somebody that was there for like the glory days that I've lived, so far, and it's like, what's happening to us? Like the fuck is this? Like we had it all. Like we were at the top of the city locally. Like we were at the close to the top of the scene at one point, and like we're miserable.
Yeah.
Not fair. Like it sucks. Like how can we be happy when we've already surpassed all of this shit? It's crazy to see that he's also struggling, and like I really have to look at that like wow, like that was one of my day ones. Like he was there, and maybe maybe there's something there. Maybe he's gonna come and join us. Maybe there's some meaning
Well,
behind.
again, it's just like you were having fun, but then you had to grow up and get real jobs. You gave up on your dreams,
Yeah, and then you start
because you
chasing
didn't care
women,
about the
and
money.
you realize women don't care about you as much when you're not in a band.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you just
That
feel like
too.
you just feel worthless because you feel like your best days are behind you. And I
No,
think
see,
that
no. The thing is, women in their 30s don't give a shit about you being in a band, okay? Because they're over that shit.
yeah, still get laid easier though.
Yeah.
But here it's like yeah, but yeah, it's weird to think that like our band is just honestly nobody's really doing good in the band except for like Sean, he stuck with the worship team. Like his whole life was like church and stuff. I used to go with him a lot, and that was cool. But the worship stuff isn't for me. Like I couldn't have fun playing that kind of music. But like everybody else is like, like I got depressed. Fucking Jacob's depressed, and fucking Keenan just went and just turned into a big ass druggie. Like that guy left.
Uh,
Well, that was the first vocalist. Now he's like turned around, is all about church and stuff. Brian, fucking, I actually lived with Brian before I moved a little bit. I tried living with him out in Lago Vista, and I got sick of it because there's just nothing out there. But we were trying to start a new band, and this motherfucker would leave for work at 8 in the morning and get home at like 12 at night, and like he would never jam with me, and I was literally just sitting in his house getting depressed and like driving into Austin an hour every day to work.
yep.
I was like, fuck, like this is not the life I, was hoping for. Like I moved in with him for the music and we weren't even doing it. And like he would get home and, be tired and his dog would be at home with me all day. It was just weird. I couldn't do it anymore. He was just never there. And then I was supposed to pay 500 a month for that, like in this like shitty old like trailer basically like in the woods. And it was bad. I moved out because I was like, I can't handle this. I packed all my shit in my car and I left because I was like, man, I'd rather be homeless in Austin fucking than doing this. But yeah, that was a bummer because that was like we jammed at like Guitar Center and like the practice space, and like we had a pretty good jam, and I thought something was gonna happen, and I was trying to make it up to him for kicking him out of the band all those years ago, and it was like the dude had no time for it, and like he really turned into like a real country hillbilly. Like he has this long ass beard, he smokes cigarettes, and like
Yeah.
it's just not the same. He's not the same as he was. But anyways, yeah, like I fell off hard. Like I've been going through the worst time in my life, and Jacob I think is going through the worst time in his life. And Dan's in the valley, like fucking, trying to start a new band. Like he's been in a band. His band actually came up. I saw his band a couple times in Austin before I moved. Red Hour. They played it Come and Take It. Drove 4 hours. But he was just complaining the other day, like, yeah, man, these guys are so fucking annoying to work with. All they do is fuck around. And like he's got his kid down there. But really, when he left, that was really I think when the dream died for me because I was like, dude, if not Dan, then like who like that was the last like hope of the music, of the front man because I wasn't like singing back then or screaming and it fell apart and
Yeah. Growing up
but man, me and
sucks.
Jacob have really been going through it like honestly like now that I think about it and it's weird to think that we were both involved in something so like awesome at one point actually started it together and like we're just getting fucked right now by this world. It's just I don't
Yep.
feel good. Like I feel fucking scammed. I feel robbed.
I know, man. It fucking sucks. Ah.
It's like all I want are these people around me to be nice to me, and it's like I can't even get that. You know, I think back to where like people used to come see me play on a stage and talk about my band and like all
Yep.
this stuff. It's like what happened to my life? It's like my life over already. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like my life is over, and I'm just sitting here waiting for a slow ass death that
Hell no.
probably not come for a long time. And I'm just
Uh,
like this is painful.
yeah, I felt the same way.
It sucks. And yeah, because it was so much going on, so much adventure, so much excitement, so much flow. People coming in, getting those show invites. I don't think the invites ever stopped. We used to have to start telling them, no, we can't play because we fucking didn't have a vocalist or, we didn't have our shit down or like we were trying to record. Like the invites never stopped. They never stop. Once you start going, like once you get out there and you play, like, yeah, there's always a band to bill to fill, and you know, it was just easy. But
Yeah.
man, it's been real quiet up here, dude. Around me, I can't lie. Like, it's hard to find a meaning in this community I'm in. Never thought I'd ever feel the weight of despair that I've felt the last year, even the beginning of this year. It's the last couple of days too have been just weird. It's like because I've also been like I feel like the walls are closing in on me because like part of me is terrified to come down there, but part of me is also terrified to run out of money and be stuck here. And then
Yeah.
stuck in my feelings and then stuck working another job I fucking hate while I'm depressed without any sign of relief.
Right.
So I'm like, fuck, like I've already been doing that for 2 years. It's like, and that's what's weird is when a lot of people act the same. A lot of the girls are kind of like the same, like just kind of talk to you and then start ignoring you or whatever. And like, there's just no consistency with really anything. My job was the only consistent thing I had. And like now, like, I don't even feel like going to work anywhere up here because it's like, I just feel like it's meaningless. And then fucking, I didn't have to think because it was like an easy job. It was like, just machine operator. It was the same place every day. And like, I had it down. It's the longest job I've ever had. So that's an accomplishment. I actually worked there for over a year. Got hired on for the first time ever got hired on from a temp agency. Something I never accomplished in Austin. But it's like it wasn't even worth it. It's like the longer I was there, the more it was taken from me. Because again, they bumped my pay down. They started to cut my hours. So it's like it wasn't really much of an upgrade to get hired on. The best it was before I got hired on because the pay was higher and the hours were longer. And now like towards the end of it, I was going broke.
Mm-hmm.
Only reason I didn't completely go broke is because I took up a new position. Shit was just whack, and it's like, man, that took so much energy and time for me. Like, where's the next place gonna take for me? Like, when am I gonna get some of this back, bro? Like, that's what I want to know. Is like, when am I gonna get some of this back, or feel as good as I used to, like when I was in the band and growing up and living in Leander? Like, when does life get good again? Because I really don't want to keep going at this rate. I'm not like the type of person that, you know, I don't think I'd ever try to kill myself, but I don't know how to escape the feelings I feel sometimes. It's bad, man. It's scary how fucking dark it can get.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're isolated.
Yeah, it sucks. Like I never knew I could even feel like this. And that's the thing is like when I came up here, I've been isolated. I didn't think anything of it because I thought so much of myself. But after being up here for so long, I don't feel the same hospitality that I felt down there
Yeah, it's a
where I'm
different.
accepted
You're in the wrong place.
and there's flow. Like I feel very isolated. I feel very cut off. I feel oppressed. The isolation is oppressive, and the yeah, there's just a real lack of humility with most of the chicks I meet online, dating apps, and then again, like I said, I try to work with musicians. That was a bummer, and like just never really. I haven't even made a single guy friend up here that's like actually been someone that I do anything outside work with. It's been weird, man, because like I've always met people down there that like stuck around and like always had people to consistently meet up with, you know, always some new band to try out. And I really have just been trying to do everything I can and I don't feel like much is working out for me, and it sucks because like my mom's up here, and I've been trying to stick around just for that, and like, but I can't deny that I feel like most of the time I'm not being treated, I guess, how I want to be, or as much as I'm used to being treated, and it takes a toll on me because I'm just not used to it. I don't feel like I was bred for it. I feel like it has messed with my mind big time, and it's getting to the point where I guess it's just so much in my face that like I'll be sitting playing video games and just this wave of just depression hits me, and I'm just sitting there in pain, and I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this? Like, for real? Like, why am I even feeling this? Like, why do I even feel like just so bad? Like, I just want it to end sometimes, just to stop, just the pain to go away, because it's like it's just so oppressive, and there's not, and it just makes it hard to where it's like, okay, I'm not going anywhere. Really, I've only been leaving the house to go work out, and it's not like I really make any friends doing that. Um, but
Yeah.
it's been so different, man. It's like I said, it's like being on another planet. And I was trying to survive off my music for a while and fucking jamming and stuff, but um, it only goes so far when you're the only one doing it and rooting for yourself and waiting for something to happen, and also trying to keep up with life and a job and pay your bills and all that at the same time without getting any like emotional mental stimulation or anything. It's like really having to pull shit out of my ass. Like I used to go to the gym a lot just to get a pump to feel good, but it doesn't feel like it used to. It doesn't feel the same. It's like just so much of the stuff I'm doing feels meaningless. It just feels like it just I don't know. It doesn't matter like as much as I like it felt like it did. And yeah, lately I've been just looking on Craigslist every day, like desperate, trying to find like a good deal, cheap room that I can find, and like if I can still afford something to get down there, and just worrying how I'm gonna feel, like if I have the strength to just try to find a new job and keep going up here, keep putting myself through this, or if I need to get out now, and like I've just been terrified, having anxiety, going back and forth, like fuck, I don't want to be trapped because when I feel the waves, I don't know when I'm gonna feel the wave. I'll feel a wave and I'm like, oh my god, like I want to get out of
I
here.
actually wrote a song about that too. That's funny.
And then, other times I'll be like, okay, I started skating and I'm like, yeah, maybe I can. That's like what I feel like I've been thinking. Yeah, maybe I can live for skateboarding. Maybe I can live. It's like I've been trying to find a reason to keep going, and it's just like it's hard. I can't win because like even with skating, it's like I'd have to drive, to the indoor skate park every time I'm free, for about half the year because it's cold up here. So and even then, it's not like when Austin, where you go to the skate park, there's a bunch of people or whatever. Like when I'd go to House Park, there was always somebody there that'd say what's up, or like even this guy I didn't know would give me props and like start saying what's up just because he recognized me as a local. But yeah, it's to say the least, man. It's just really just been me for the most part, just trying to find a purpose around here, like outside work, which has pretty much been damn near impossible. Like I mean, I've done a lot of work on my music, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like the same energy is there. And I've just been trying to figure out how to get that back. I've been trying to figure out how to feel better, how to stop, you know, being pulled under depression and just all the stuff I've never had to deal with before. And I'm just at this point just wondering, when it's going to end because it just seems to be getting worse. And that's what scares me. And that's why I've been really desperate lately and trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do if I'm going to, you know, try to face mentally going up here and just trying to find another job and feeling empty. Because lately, the only way I can describe it is just I feel numb. I
Mm.
feel empty. I feel dead inside. I feel dead to this world around me. And I feel like the only life I have is in my house. My mom's here and with the dogs. And like the minute I leave
Exactly.
the house, I am pretty much void of all meaning because I don't have friends up here and I don't resonate with people up here. And
Yep.
it's really tough because even when I'm in public, I feel lost. It's like
That is
kind of
not
weird.
healthy.
So yeah, and then when the winter gets cold and shit, it keeps you in the house, so you can't even leave if you wanted to half the time. Because you got to go somewhere in public. And man, I've even tried to go to some bars, and it's like sometimes it's all old men at the bar.
Uh,
It's crazy, bro. It's not Austin, that's for sure. But
no.
I've definitely been looking for an escape or at least a break, because that's what's weird is like it's hard to find a break sometimes. Because like literally the other day I called my friend Blake because I literally was in my car like breaking down. I was fucking losing it. I couldn't take the pressure anymore, and I was breaking down. Called my friend crying and just told him like how I've been feeling and just the shit. I just can't take it, and it was the loneliness that was getting to me. It was the lack of fucking interaction, social interaction. I was just like, I just felt isolated. I was like, dude, I just don't feel myself. And, I've been feeling more dead inside every day. And then fucking, so I talked to him for a while. He was like, just calm down, take a day. I was going to leave that night. And he was like, just take a day, wait till New Year's Day. That'll be the safest to go. And, I'm here for you. And, try to do this. And then I called my friend Christian after that, told him the same thing. Like, I'm fucking going through it. And he said you just got to come up with a plan and stick to it. And but that's what I've been looking through. I've been looking through, how can I make this happen? Because every friend I ask, bro, this is what I mean. Like everybody I ask, I'm like, can I go over there and like crash for a few days or a few weeks or something and like try to find a room? And like not a single person has a spot for me. Not a single person can let me stay more than like a weekend, which is 2 days. And like I don't really have any options. And bring it if I'm moving, I have all my shit in my car, so I can't like just drive around with my car with all my shit and like hang out places because I don't want my shit to get stolen or my car broken into. And
Mm-hmm.
it's been tough because I feel like I have nowhere to go. It's like since I can't like I've been wanting to get down there, but I haven't really had a place. If I find a place, I'm basically gonna go broke to get there, and then um, it's just there's not a lot to work with. And then, I feel like I've been too depressed to like try to actually put myself up here and work somewhere. So I'm like, I've just been feeling like the walls are just closing in on me. And every day I'm looking for like a miracle to happen on Craigslist where I can find a room where I can go and get out there affordably and do this or that. And or if I can find a friend, I've been trying to think outside the box and hit up people that I'm not super close to, but that I am, friends with that I was meeting before I left and like talking to them, people I didn't think to hit up, other people I've been in bands with before, and everybody's like just same thing, like, no, I can't let you, stay, but if you want to meet up, we can hang out or we can get lunch, like stuff like that. And I'm like, I appreciate that, but it scared me because I'm like, man, I really don't have anybody out there maybe that I can rely on. I have people to support, that'll give me that mental support and see me, but if it comes down to it, like I might be on the street and I'll have to end up coming back up here and get my mom to send me money because like I got no one that can actually take me in. So I'm like, if the rooms don't work out or it's just it sucks because it's just so much pressure. And that's the thing is like I lived there for 17 years. I've never had to feel like that. I've always had, my mom's place, I've always been around and stuff. And like, I've never been in a situation where it's like, shit, like I feel like I'm away from home. But if I go home, I might be homeless and I don't have a guaranteed job. So I don't know what that's going to look like. And I only have, this money I've got saved right now. So like, I don't want to, go out there if it's not going to work out. If I'm fine with saving my money and trying to find a job, so at least I don't go broke and I can keep building wealth. But like, I genuinely am sick of the way things are going up here. So I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I just wish I had a little bit of a fucking break or like just a little bit more time to like get it together. And that's the thing is like, I'm basically having to get down there and start from scratch. And it's like, I don't know if it's doable, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, with the fucking with the room, like you said, like I'm glad I asked you where you stayed, because I didn't know what your situation was. I assumed that you were maybe still with parents, like a lot of people are, like me, or a lot of people have to be, in that area. But um, I mean, if we're talking about doing this music shit and you've got the space and you're willing to give me that the time or whatever, like I definitely feel a lot more comfortable to come out there without, no pressure, and with the time to find a job and get my shit situated, get my license changed over. Because yeah, it's been hard to fucking just get away from the discouragement lately.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to going out there, it's like I don't feel like I really have anywhere to go most of the time. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. My plan is to basically go out there and drive around in my car with my shit. I even asked my friend Blake if I could unload my shit at least, and he didn't respond till today. I told him that my car inspection didn't pass for Uber, so I can't do that, because my plan was going to be, let me get my Uber shit so I can at least get out there. I can drop my shit off somewhere at my friend's house, one of my friends, and then I can work doing Uber at least, at very least while I'm looking for a room, and I can do, go view rooms and do showings, and I'm making money. So if I have to find a room and I have to pay like a couple hundred deposit or something plus rent, that's not a big deal, because I can make a couple hundred in a day doing Uber. But that was like basically my last resort plan, because I don't have a guaranteed room. I've only got like $1,000, and none of my friends can let me stay with them for more than like a night or two. So it's like, what am I supposed to do with all my music shit, my important documents, and my car? It's like, it's just so much like that I have to fucking figure out in a short amount of time. And it's like, it makes it, tough to even want to head down there, because it's like, when I was on vacation, my friend was like, yeah, you can stay with me for a week. And like, I flew out because I was like, I was actually gonna leave and just drive down there before I was trying to move, because I was sick of it. But I flew out on vacation because I had some vacation time built up, and fucking that was a nice break. And I stayed with him for the week. But yeah, his parents aren't gonna let that happen again, I guess. They were kind of staying on their ranch in an RV because the house was getting renovated, but they're back, I guess. They've got a room downstairs. So yeah, I uh I haven't had any fucking way to even come just to scope it out. It's like
It's all right.
basically come out homeless and figure it
Yeah.
out. Figure it out fast.
We can do it remote, starting off. Just get yourself built up over there first. Get you a recording software and some gear. Start off just playing your part over there and sending it to me. And Dustin, same thing. You can send it to me. You said you found a place where we could rehearse, though, right?
Well, I found um I thought there was gonna be like a potential room, but I don't think I want to stay there. But um he he's got a practice space, but I don't think I'm gonna move in there, because it's like it's this, it's on like 3 acres, and way out it's like Bastrop, or Page, Texas, which is kind of like an hour outside Austin. And
Mm-hmm.
it's I don't know. It's not, the guy seems nice, like he's an old rocker, but it's kind of like a renovated house. It's a little bit run down, so it just seems a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
But I mean, he might be able to at least rent a practice space out, or like let us play on the stage. But as far as living there, it started to freak me out, because like I was like, well, if I get down there and then I do have some car problems or something, like I don't want to be stuck with that guy in the woods. So that's what kind of scared me.
Yeah.
But yeah, um, he's like a hillbilly guy. Like, I don't know, he's got some questionable pictures, so it kind of freaked me out. But
Hmm.
um, yeah, fucking yeah, man. If I could, if you will let me fucking pull up at your place, like I can at least come and try to work something out, at least to visit and get some work done. And then if I can get, situated, then we can make it happen. Right now, I feel like I can't really do anything. Um, I feel like my window for trying to find a room is pretty much past as far as fucking what I was gonna do. Um, just because I have nowhere to actually fall back on if I don't. So, um, but there's no pressure. I mean, if I can stay there, you know, at least for a little while or something. But yeah, it's crazy how badly I wanted to come back. Before I flew out, I was fucking I was crying out. I kind of felt the exact same that I felt like the other night before I called my friend. I was like just at the point where I couldn't take it anymore, where I was physically crying out and like just wanting this pain to fucking stop. And like I that's how it was before I flew, and like I was gonna drive and then turned around. Then I was like, fuck, I should have went. And then I was like, okay, vacation. I'd already left my job and everything for like 4 days, and then I just went back to work, started working, and they took me back. Like when they had work, like they would just take me back. Like it wasn't a big deal, but it got so slow. I think they started because they were firing other people that week that they let me go. It wasn't just me; they were letting a lot of people go. They were cutting labor costs because it was like November around Thanksgiving time, and we're getting all this new management, all this weird shit was happening. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, before that, I was like, it was back in like August. I was gonna drive. I was super done. Um, and I tried to make the drive a couple times, but I turned back because I was just freaked out the distance because I never made that before, and I don't even think I didn't even have a place. I was just gonna drive to fucking go try to look for a room. I had a little bit of money saved, but it just wasn't really good. And so I was like, let me just fly. And then I flew out, got my mind cleared, stayed with Blake, and like that was good. But yeah, since I've got back, it's just been pretty much the same thing, like steady, you know, discouragement, depression, feeling isolation, and then um, like the other day when I had to call my friend, it was like at that point again where I like felt like where I was fucking losing my mind, where I had to get out of here now, and fucking when I called my friend, that's the only thing that calmed me down because I was literally crying, like hard crying on the phone, and like just really in pain, man, just really in real pain, and fucking I didn't know what else to do, and I was ready to leave that night, and it's scary that I've gone back to that already because like really, I mean, it's been over 2 years since I've been up here, and the only break I've had was that 1 week when I was in Texas. And like I'm kind of starting to realize that like now it's like I think just like everywhere I go, I just can't help but feel out of place or like not at home
Yep.
because I kind of just feel like I'm really just on this like just never ending like trip or something. Like it's kind of like sometimes I feel like it's like a never ending nightmare. That's what it felt like before I flew back. But like really, yeah, like I felt more at home when I was there. But I can't help but just not feel like at home, like wherever I go around here. A lot of times, it's like even the skate park. It's just depression hits me as soon as everybody else leaves. As soon as everybody else is gone, it's like I feel like I'm just not at home. Like even there, I know like if I was at House Park, like I know House Park, I know Brushy Creek Skate Park, like I know these places, but like here, it's like that's what scares me about trying to just live for skating and just trying to drive myself to the indoor skate park every day because I feel like it's just going to be another prison. I feel like I'm going to be living for that, and then everything outside those walls are going to be shit again, just like everything outside my work walls is shit.
Yep.
So, but this warehouse really took a lot out of me, for real. Like the past year, I've never had a job for that long, and like I was a server before that, and that was kind of like drama and toxic. And I started dating a girl there, and like that nearly destroyed my mental health. So after that, I moved out into my mom's house or into my own apartment, and then started working at these warehouses. And these warehouses have just been just draining me, man, because it's
Yeah.
like there's nobody cool in there. There's barely any good looking chicks. It's like you don't meet anybody in there. You meet the same people. It's a lot of old people, a lot of weird whack energy, a lot of hillbilly redneck shit. And then like the nightlife has just been super lame too. Like there's nowhere to go really to have fun on a regular basis. And Like, I remember like when I did get off at 5 before I did second shift, I used to just go to the gym and then go home and like just wait for the sun to go down and work on music. And like it's just always been hard to find something to do. Like the daytime is actually when I see it more. When I actually would get an off day at work, I'm like, okay, like now what do I get to do with all this time? Like I wander around this town and just get depressed because everywhere I go, I feel like it's just not for me. And then so like enough of that builds up, and I'm like, damn, like let me just get the hell out of here. But yeah, the warehouse the last year, dude, it's just that was not fulfilling. I feel like I that took a lot out of me. I got to come on vacation, but I worked so much and like, you know, come home late every night and man, it fucking there was just nothing going on. It really I don't even like thinking about it. It's just
Mm.
it sucks, man. I really do need a fucking break. I need a vacation and I need to fucking get down there for a little while so I can just get back to myself again. I feel like
Yeah.
I've been trying really hard to find my place here, and it's just I don't think it's happening for me. Like I don't know, like I'm trying, but I've never had to be this alone. Like I've got my mom, to come home to every day, but when it comes to like, I mean, she works. So like when it comes to me just doing anything in my free time, it gets real mundane, real lonely fast because I just don't feel like there's a lot of meaning in it. I'm not with my friends or anything. It's basically me feeling out of place because this community doesn't, I don't feel like this community has welcomed me in the way that people down there do. And yeah, it just gets to the point where I literally can't take it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to figure out what my options are, if I can get down there and find a room. And that's just been driving me crazy. But like, if you're willing to fucking help me out or whatever, like, I'd be able to get down there a lot faster and at
Oh
least
yeah.
give it a shot. I would at least come down there and at least fucking try it out and at least get my ass down there and be able to, do something.
How much you
And,
need?
huh?
How much you need?
Well, I don't need I mean, I don't need money. Like, I'm not asking for money. All I'm asking for is like a fucking place to stay. That's it. Place to stay, maybe a place to shower. You don't have to feed me. Like, I can work. I can buy my own food. I'll take care of myself. I've never had to deal with this pressure. I've always had my mom, and like I've always been able to live the Austin lifestyle, and having to come out there full force with barely any money, but only knowing that and having to be stuck here, it's like prison, dude. It's like I'm in jail right now. And for a long time when I was up here, I was working out and like, learning so much wisdom and like learning, after dealing with some of the chicks here, like how stupid I was with girls back in the day, how many people I blew it with that I probably could have a fine wife by now. Like the way I saw it was like, I'm in the hyperbolic time chamber. This is just training for Austin. When I get back to Austin, I'm gonna fucking fuck shit up. I'm gonna conquer that city. Like I'm gonna own it. But the more I stay here, the more I just feel like I lose myself. The more numb I feel, the more disconnected I feel from life. And it's like, dude, like it feels like life already happened. That's what it feels like. It feels like life kind of came and went already, and now I'm just a slave.
Yep.
Like that's really how I feel, bro. Because I'm not getting anything out of this fucking place, man. I really don't feel like I am. But I know Austin. I know how the people are there, and I know fucking, where to go, and I know how it treated me. It treated me pretty damn good all my life, and never, ever, ever let me feel this low.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what it's been hard because I'm literally scared now because I don't know, how the people are gonna make me feel, and it gets tough because it's like I just don't have the same mental endurance that I had when I came up because I don't ever get a break because the people are all the same, like over and over again. They're very, that's very one way. Like the girls are very short with you.
Mm-hmm.
And some people I meet, sometimes I talk to them, like it could be someone I match on Tinder or Facebook or something that just adds me back on Snap. And the way they treat you is like, it's almost like you did something to them, but you didn't. It's like they can't. You ask for a simple ounce of hospitality, or ask why they're being snobby, and they just get worse. They fucking start yelling at you through the phone. It's so weird, man. I've never seen people without an ounce of hospitality. Or like even this girl the other day, like my Facebook was blowing up like a couple weeks ago. A bunch of people were adding me, and fucking one girl added me from Lansing. And this is the weirdest part, bro. It's like even the people I do meet up here, like the girls and stuff, they're not from Lansing. They're not from my town. They're all from like the surrounding towns. And anyone I meet from here is just super ugly to me. Super ugly. Like they don't want anything to do with me. So this girl sent me a friend request, and like I messaged her the other day. I just said, "Hey," left me on red. Then I messaged her again like yesterday. I was like, "Hey, what's up? Like, you trying to be friends? Like, you sent me a friend request." Left me on red again, and I was like, "So why did you add me?" Then she sends, "I don't know," with a question mark. Like, I don't even deserve anything. And then I'm like, I'm like,
Coward.
I'm like, so why did you want to be friends if you don't want to be friendly? And then she just kept leaving me on red, and I just went off on her. I'm like, you see that I live in the same town as you. You sent me a friend request. Like, do you just not want anyone cool in your life? Like, what did I do? You know what I mean? Like, you added me. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know why it's so hard to get compassion out of people up here, but it's damn near impossible. And it
It's because
drives
they're
me
too busy
insane.
feeling sorry for themselves to care about anybody else.
Yeah, and it drives me nuts because like all I fucking you know I'm so used to having a community around me, whether it's my band, my musician friends, or just the community of Austin in general, where you can go anywhere and like meet somebody or make friends or go out and socialize. And I had a nice friend group that I go out and drink and bullshit with like almost every night before I left. And they treated me great. It might have been a waste of time sometimes, but they treated me good and like they made me feel at home. Like we didn't always, you know, they were doing like coke and stuff sometimes, but like if I had a band or something else better to do, I would have been doing that. But I've always had somebody to make me, feel good or feel at home like around there. And it's like I just it gets to the point where it just really feels like a nightmare sometimes up here because it's like, wow, like how can this many people be like this fucking like against me? Like that's what it feels like. It feels like the whole state. Because that's the thing is like just from meeting people on dating apps and shit, and like just I've met people from all over different towns, and like Lansing is the worst, but they can all turn on you at any minute to where they just cut you off cold. And I've noticed a lot of people have that in them up here where they can just flip a switch and like they'll just stop replying to you, or they'll send you like one or two messages, and then like that's all you get, and they won't even explain what's going on. And for me, without having anywhere else or anyone to hang out with or anything, it's like it's really hard to escape that because it's like I'm basically in a bubble of this world trying to make me feel like I'm irrelevant and like my life is basically over. When I grew up in a band surrounded by, good people and chicks and like stuff to do and like a community, I just feel like I'm just dying inside because it's like, why is this my life? Like it's not the life I wanted, but
Nah.
I just want so bad for, things to work out or for these people to just kind of accept me, I
Listen,
guess.
you are not alone. I'm going through that same shit. Dustin's damn sure going through that same shit. A lot of us are going through that same shit. You're just in the wrong place. You're in that shithole. Get back to
Yeah.
Texas. Your friends are over here. You get back to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
I took me forever to figure out how to do things right.
Well, I'm glad you video timed me, bro, because I feel like, I'm actually hanging out with you a little bit now. I mean, we've been on this call for probably almost an hour now, but I've just been watching you take hits in your room and vaping, and
Oh.
I feel pretty at home. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, feel like it's pretty chill.
Bro, I'm all kinds of fucked up. My grandmother died during the holidays.
Yeah, that's tough. My mom is
Oh man, I can't keep doing this shit. Every year someone else dies.
yeah.
I don't even care
My
anymore.
mom's about to take my grandma back to Toronto here soon. Um, to drop her off for a while, and then she's gonna drive her home later. Um, but Yeah, it's just me and my mom here, and my mom works. My mom's got a good career. You know, she's a GM at Hobby Lobby. She has the same job she had in Texas. They transferred her. Just checking my timer. They transferred her, so like she was set when she got up here, and she works a lot and stuff, and uh, she stays busy. But yeah, just like whenever I'm doing anything free home, it's like I'm telling you, like it's just I'm not included in shit up here. And then I even met this chick at the skate park the other day, and like we skated for like an hour together. Like she gave me her number. She was by herself at the tennis court, and I just went up to her because I was like, "Why aren't you at the skate park?" And then fucking like literally, her texting is like so bad. Like she just won't text me all day, and then like she texted me back like last night after like 4 days or something, just replying. I'm like, "What?" She's like 20 years old and goes to like college over here. I'm like, "Are you serious?" And like I asked her earlier today, I was like, "Want to hang out?" I still haven't heard anything. And that's what's weird too, is like even the people you meet in person, bro, it's like you never know like who's real or what. Like I've met so many people like that are like, dude, they just fucking vanish on you. It's crazy. But yeah, um I've definitely been trying to figure out a way to get down there and fucking, you know, try to work things out down there, get something going, get a new band, or at least get around my friends again and just get out of this dump that I've been feeling. Um, and it's been hard because haven't felt like been hard to be excited because I also realized, well, like going back to Austin, but I'm just gonna be basically living to work. I don't want to just go live and work harder over there. At least here, I'm staying with my mom, but if I go over there, I want it to be for a reason. Like I don't want to just live with a random guy that I don't know just to pay his bills and fucking you know just struggle even more. Like I want to get things back on track, um, or at least have some time to fucking find a spot or whatever and do all that. But yeah, it's been so much pressure, a lot of pressure, and yeah, it's been like lately I've been pretty much just by myself. There ain't shit going on. I mean, I haven't really felt like going out to any events. I've not been going out too because I've been trying to save money because I feel like I can't make a move or spend a dime till I know what's going on or who I'm moving in with or how much I'm gonna have to pay. So that's why I was hoping with this Uber shit I could at least start working here or there, and at least bounce back a couple hundred, a day or something. But that fell through. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, man. But yeah, man. If you're fine with me fucking coming down there and staying with you and figuring shit out, like I'll be a lot more inspired to at least make the journey and knowing I have somewhere to fucking fall on and get my shit together. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can start on the music and we can start networking and we can go out together or whatever you want to do. And I'll
You drive?
definitely, yeah.
Oh, thank God.
You
Yeah.
not drive?
Well, I don't have a working truck.
Okay.
I don't drive. No.
Well, my car drives pretty good, even though it didn't pass inspection. It drives. I've been driving it for a year. I mean, the last year with nothing's been. It's been fine. I just got something fixed up on it. I just got some stuff tightened on it,
Hey, you know
and it's
what?
pretty steady. Got four new tires.
Take out a loan. Take out a loan. The biggest loan you can. I'll pay it off. I promise you. Take out a loan.
Man, I
I
don't know.
got I have consistent money coming in. I will pay off your loan and you will make money. You will save money. You will have a lot of money at the
I
end of
don't
that
even
loan.
think I have the credit for it, to be honest, because I've
I don't
never
I
even.
have piss poor credit and I just got like approved for $1,000 and then $800 and then $600 and then $550. I'm just racking up. I'm just racking up. But you would think, hey, I'm putting myself in a bunch of debt. No, I'm not. I got SSDI money coming in. It's going to work itself out. I'm going to save a bunch of money. If you just get one loan, I can pay it off. You'll save money. I'll make a shit ton of money. We're good.
Sounds scary.
take out a 6 month loan, a 6 month
I
loan.
mean, like what do we for what? Because like I mean, I'll work. I'm gonna work. I'm not worried about not having
It's for
money. I'm
me.
gonna
It's for me. Take
well,
out a take out a personal loan, like as much as you can, even if it's just like $550 or something like that. It's probably gonna be something like that, like uh, Title Max. You could try Title Max. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. I think my mom would be pissed if she found out I did something like that.
No, because you build your credit. You're supposed to take out loans and build your credit. The problem isn't
Well, I
taking
would.
out loans. The problem is not paying them back. It's spending them on
Yeah, no,
foolish
you're
shit.
right. You're right. I wouldn't mind trying it. Like, I just need a job. I need something at least to know that I'm not going to go in debt. I don't want to
I took
unknowingly.
out. Okay, here's the thing. I took out a loan of $1,000, 6 month loan, $1,000. I have to pay off. I have to pay basically $2,400 in 6 months. I got 6 months to pay back $2,400, but I got $1,500 a month coming in.
Yeah.
So, and they want me to pay it off slowly, not all at once. So think about this. I got $1,500 a month coming in, and I got 6 months to pay off $2,400.
Right.
So if we do the math, I borrowed $1,000. So they want a return on investment, right? So it's going to be interest. So now I owe $2,400 back in 6 months. So 6 months from now, I'm going to owe $2,400 with my $1,000 that I have right now. So 2,400 divided by 6 months is 400 a month. It's 400 a month that I have to pay back. So I've got $1,000 plus 1,500 a month minus 400 a month. So now I've got $1,100 plus 1,100 a month coming in, and the loan's getting paid off. It's fine. I'm making money.
Works for you. You got money coming in.
But I can pay off your loan and
You're
save
gonna
money.
have 2 loans.
I have a bunch of loans going on. In fact, that's what I want everybody to do. I want everybody to take out a bunch of loans and I want to pay everybody off, build their credit, make me money.
We'll see. I need to get some money coming in first because I'm already in a hole where I'm at.
Okay, how about this? If you take out a loan, I'll give you twice as much back. So
I
it's
mean,
already
I
paid off.
appreciate it, but I'm not really I'm not like comfortable with like I've never done that kind of shit, bro. I wouldn't want to like put myself at risk. Like,
I know, it's scary.
yeah, because I'm already fucking like I feel like I'm already being dragged down where
It
I'm at. That's
scared the
why.
shit out of me too. I had to start small. I had to start with the Bridget app, and
Yeah.
then, but it actually works out when if you have a consistent income, that's what they base it off of. So that while you're paying it off, you're saving a shit ton of money. As long as you're not spending money that you owe back on cocaine and hookers.
Right.
You're spending it on the things you need, your bills and your business expenses. And that's
Right.
it.
Sorry, I'm gonna turn my. Yeah, I've never done it, man. It's
If you're a band member, that means you're a business partner, which means we share in the money.
yeah.
I am fucking blazed right now.
No, I'm getting hungry. My mom says she's got some wings ready for me.
I want some freaking wings. Damn.
Right.
What kind?
Um, she said chicken wings.
It's probably buffalo.
Hopefully.
Probably got some damn buffalo wings without me. That's some bullshit. I am your leader. I am your singer. How you gonna leave the singer out? Huh? Fuck the singer, right? Okay. I see how it is. Oh, okay. All because I can't play those fancy riffs like you.
Right.
Everybody wants to fuck the guitar player, anyways.
Yeah, good times, fucking
Uh,
real. Well, shit. Maybe I'll let you go so I can eat, and then
what time is it over there?
it's 9:30.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I gotta get some rest.
I got you. Um, I'll let you know. I guess if I
All
can
right.
head here or something. I'll keep you updated.
Uh huh. All right.
Definitely feel a lot more secure now.
All right. Good.
All right, I'll talk to you soon, bro.
All right. Later. Night.